Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. Just going to take a quick look at what sold on eBay, and I want to tell a little story about how customer service is kind of key when selling on eBay. Anyway, if you like the eBay videos and stuff, subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of what I sold, why I'm selling things, tutorials, tips and tricks and stuff like that. Anyway, so a couple months ago, I sold a copy of a PlayStation 1 game called Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, I believe. It was complete in box, and it was only like $6.99. So another one of those, if you watch my previous video, that I essentially just sold to get the positive feedback, and I wasn't going to make much money on. It was kind of a filler item that came in a lot of other stuff, and I'm already profitable on the lot. So these are just kind of feedback grabbing type items that sell for cheap, and hopefully I'll get some positive feedback. But anyway, I couldn't find it in my bins. So I have bins labeled with numbers and letters that correspond to what's in them. And on eBay, I put those bins in the custom label field, and then I know exactly where they are. I couldn't find this item. So I felt bad. So I messaged the guy and I'm like, hey, I couldn't find this. I'm sorry. And I gave him, I think it was a 20% or 15% off coupon code that he could use on any item in my store. And I flat out told him, I'm like, if I come across another copy of this game, I will just ship it to you for free. So I kept his information. And lo and behold, I bought a lot of PlayStation 1 games last week, and that Spec Ops Stealth Patrol game was in there. I shot him a message, and I sent him the game for free. I mean, it cost me $4 out of pocket for the shipping, but he was super appreciative. He, said that he was going to bookmark my store, and he was definitely going to buy stuff from me again. So I try to go out of my way and make sure that the customer service experience is very good whenever anybody messages me or whenever I screw up. I try to make it right. All of that, obviously there's some things with shipping and then scammers and stuff that I don't have necessarily any control over, but I do try to answer everything truthfully, send more pictures when anybody needs it, and just make the experience that much easier and better for the buyer. And I can't tell you how many repeat buyers I have because of the way that I handle the store, like an actual business, customer-facing business, even though I don't actually see these people. I pretend that like this is a store that people are coming into and ask me questions and all of that. And if someone came into your video game store and asked you, to see a game or to hold it and take a look at it, verify that it's authentic or whatever, you would do that because you want the sale. I do the same thing on the eBay store. So be sure you're handling customer service well. You're not, unless they're an obvious scammer, don't be mean, just be nice. And if they're being dicks, block them and move on. But I just wanted to share that little story before we got into what sold yesterday and today, which was actually pretty good. I woke up to like 7 more sales this morning for a total of 11. $290 over the course of the last 2 days. So let's take a quick look at what sold. We got this cassette tape, Vicious Rumors, metal band from the 80s or 90s. This sold for $10. We got Five Nights at Freddy's glow in the dark. This is one of the ones that it's hard to see, but I bought in a lot that had a bunch of fake ones in it, but this is one of the legit ones. He sold for $20. We got one guy who ended up buying like 7 items. He bought Amazing Spider-Man for $20 and Donkey Kong Land 2 for $20. He also bought this Tetris manual here for, I think, $6.99. This Zelda manual for $13. This Game Boy Advance manual sold for $11. Copy of Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo sold for $43. Let's see what else we got here. We got a copy of Tetris and Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo sold for $35. It's a copy of Rama for the PC. I actually picked this up at Goodwill for like $2 a long time ago. That one took a while to sell, and it only sold for $7.29. We got this copy of NBA Showdown for the Sega Genesis that sold for $7. Oh, what else we got here? Sorry, I should have planned ahead. Some of this stuff is on the ground. We got this copy of the new Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS, which sold for $15. Clutch Hitter, which that one guy that bought all that other stuff also bought for $7. We have Sonic Chaos for the Game Gear with the manual that I think sold for $12.99. That one was $14.79. This one was $12.99. Sonic 2 with the manual for Game Gear. And then we've got Tenchu for the PlayStation 1 complete that sold for $30. And I think that's it. So overall, we had 11 items sold. Like I said, that one guy bought 7 items, so I'm able to combine the shipping and make a little extra on that because I offer free shipping on everything, regardless. Like I said in the previous video, the lowest I can really go and still make a buck or two is $6.99 with free shipping, depending on the weight. It's got to be like less than 4 ounces, maybe 5 to 10. If I want to pay that extra, it's like an extra 40 or 50 cents or something if once you jump up above the 4 ounce mark. But so since this guy bought a bunch of items, all free shipping, I'm going to make a little more because I'm going to combine them all in one box, and that will be less than what it would cost to ship them out all individually. So yeah, 11 items, $290 on the day. Not 100% sure what the profit is, but I would guess, you know, maybe 90 bucks, something like that. Like I said, I shoot for about 30% profit margin return on my investment after shipping and after fees and all of that. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's a lot more, especially when I buy lots. It's a little hard to track right now. I mean, I keep track of it in a spreadsheet, but I'm starting to use this other program, which I want to talk about in another video, called Flipwise, which is currently in beta, but they don't have any way to track like lots. So I'm sure, I'm pretty sure when I looked, I was already profitable on most of these lots that this stuff came in. So in theory, it's all profit, but that's not how I look at it as an overall kind of thing. But yeah, really good sales this week so far. I'm happy. I hope they continue to pick up and continue to do well. And I listed another 5 items today. I got some Nintendo DS and 3DS games that are going up. I tested them all yesterday, so they're going to slowly make their way into the store as I get them listed. And then I got a bunch of PlayStation and I think Nintendo Wii games that I have to test still that will be coming. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions about eBay or selling on eBay or anything like that, how I do shipping, how the whole process works, let me know in the comments. I do have other video tutorials on the channel that kind of walk you through a lot of the basic stuff when it comes to eBay. So you can check out those, subscribe if you like. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple days with another video on what sold.